This is probably the craziest P-word sting story that's going to come out for all of time. I've never seen anything like this. This puts the videos of the people catching the P-words and slapping them to bed. I mean, it's nothing even close to the level of extremity that we see in this catch. There's a clip right now going extremely viral of Alex Rosen catching someone in a sting operation. And as soon as the cops show up, they try to make a phone call and the guy locks himself in his house and then ends himself. And no, I'm not kidding. He ends himself live while they were filming, and then they get detained and questioned about the whole thing. So it's actually insane. First of all, Alex tweets out, "Breaking, a P-word ended himself tonight during a live catch as police were making contact with him. Before they showed up, he admitted to viewing child P as low as infants, which he described in disturbing detail. The cop made a phone call, at which time he ran back into his house, locked the door, and offed himself. This was the final catch of this current trip we're on." And then he shouts out his subscription videos. Now we just get a little clip here of the guy leaning against the door and then walking and locking himself in the house. You can see that here. There he is locking the door.
Oh my god, he's about to delete his shit. He's about to delete his shit.
And the police try to make entry, but no luck. And now we have them desperately trying to open the door. I don't know if this was after the incident happened where he ended himself, but they obviously destroyed the door to get inside. And then so Alex puts in a video of him interviewing this person before this all went down. And a big heads up, big viewer discretion is advised. The stuff that he talks about is absolutely disgusting and abhorrent, but I feel like it's important to show who this person was. So I'm going to play some of it. Obviously, I'm going to censor it for YouTube, but this is what Alex and this person had a conversation about prior to him ending himself.
One of them.
Okay.
But I see him on him and stuff like that.
Like a baby?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we say that could mean man or woman.
Men.
Okay, so there's a baby. So there's a baby and there's a on the baby. Okay. How's the baby usually reacting in these videos?
You just sit there.
Really? Any reaction at all?
Not really.
Jesus fuck. Any videos where there's kind of hands on the baby, not but just hands on, anything like that?
Just hold them in place.
And then what?
That's about it. That's all I ever seen is just them holding them, so they wouldn't get away.
Okay, so do you think the babies were making some effort to get away from
I
that?
think so.
How could you tell?
They struggled a little bit.
Okay, so they're holding them in place while they're on them. Okay.
Just absolutely one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life. It's abhorrent. I mean, there's no words to describe how horrific this person is and this type of stuff that he obviously watched before he took his life. These are some of his last words on earth, as Alex Rosen puts it. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And so then Alex posts an update showing that the person who ended himself was actually someone who was a registered offender who was exonerated in 1996. Continuing the caption saying, "He's been at it for so many years. Donald Letchard has more real victims. You can bet on that. If you know anything, now is the time to come forward. He should have never been exonerated either. Common Justice System L." Then attaching a document for this Donald Letchard person saying that in March 1995, 31-year-old Donald Letchard was charged with 2 counts of his girlfriend's 9-year-old daughter in South Dakota. The girl told police that from August 1992 until July 1993, when Letchard was living with her mother, Letchard forced her to fondle his virtually every night that her mother worked the night shift. Letchard went on trial in his county circuit court, and on the morning of the trial, the prosecution made a motion requesting that the girl's mother testify that Letchard had difficulty maintaining an erection and often manipulated himself into keeping an erection. The judge denied the motion after the defense argued that evidence of an alleged sexual dysfunction had not been disclosed by the prosecution prior to trial. The girl testified that the abuse began in August 1992 when she was 8 years old and continued after she turned 9 until July 1993 when Letchard moved out. She said Letchard rubbed her chest and made her rub his in a circular motion and that he never did. The girl's mother testified that when Letchard lived with her, the girl often had nightmares. She said that whenever she worked, Letchard cared for the girl and the girl's 2 younger brothers. Letchard testified and denied abusing the girl. He testified that he believed the girl had invented the allegations or been coached because her mother and her father, who lived elsewhere and was in a relationship with another woman, were in a custody battle. He also denied having any problems with sex. functioning. So, I mean, just fucking disgusting. This guy has a history of doing this, and I think Alex is completely right saying that he has more victims, given that he has videos now of babies and toddlers in his folders and just disgusting things happening to them. So this guy, abhorrent, disgusting, and he took the coward's way out. Of course, taking the coward's way out when he was going to have to face his crimes. Despicable. And on top of that case, there's actually another case that Alex Rosen also tweets out against this guy, where Alex captions it, "Not only did this P-word a kid in the 90s and get exonerated, he ran over a 6-year-old girl in a hit and run while driving drunk a couple of years ago. He got 25 days in jail for that." And then shows a article where it says Epiphany man sentenced in DUI hit and run charges after running over a 6-year-old girl. The article says an Epiphany man was sentenced after pleading guilty to running over a 6-year-old girl in her driveway in July while he was drunk. Donald Letcher, 58, was sentenced on Wednesday, November 23rd, to 25 days in jail, as well as a 30-day license suspension and 2 years of probation after pleading guilty to charges relating to the hit and run of a child. Authorities in Hanson County were dispatched to a rural property about 7 miles southwest of Epiphany for reports of a child being run over in July. So obviously it doesn't say that the girl died in this, which is good at least, but she could have been injured. I mean, who knows? Regardless, even if you just lightly bump a 6-year-old girl with your car and she just gets knocked over and gets a scrape on her arm, it's absolutely abhorrent and insane to then just run away from that. And you're drunk too. Like, what the fuck? This guy is just a total garbage, total human trash. It sucks he took the coward's way out, but I guess at least the American tax dollars won't go towards paying for his prison. So that's a good thing, because fuck this guy. One bullet is definitely a lot cheaper. And so, of course, when this happened, they were then detained because, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. Obviously, you just did a catch, you did a sting operation, and then this person ended their life. Of course, the police are going to want to investigate it. These people are heroes, let me be very clear. But yeah, I mean, they're just doing their job. They're making sure what happened and who was involved and everything. So Alex and his crew get detained per instruction, and then they post the video on Twitter. Here is just some of that.
So I'm going to have you guys step out of the vehicle,
Okay.
and then I'm going to just explain if we can. If you want to keep self-recording,
Okay.
that's totally your right. But if like cell phones, anything on your person, I just want them left in the
Okay.
vehicle right now, okay?
No
So
problem.
when I'll step out, I'll have you guys step out as well. So what's happening is I've been contacted by South Dakota Division of Criminal Investigation, and right now, you gentlemen are not free to leave. You're being detained right now, and with being detained, there's 3 of you guys want to meet. Just gonna put you in cuffs, just because 3-on-1, players and all that. I just want you guys taken out, okay? So I'm just gonna throw you guys in cuffs right now. Yeah. Yep, so gentlemen, if you just want to come over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lock these so they don't cinch on you at all. And
Are we under criminal investigation for anything?
so, like I said, DCI, like I said, I'm just following their orders because they got to come from Mitchell, so they got a little bit of a drive. All that they strictly requested was that you 3 gentlemen be detained.
Okay.
They have further cooperation. Like I said, those law enforcement officers, they're busy helping the flight crew, all that stuff, everything there. There's 3 of you guys, 1 of me. So as far as being detained right now, that's why I just threw you guys in cuffs, okay?
And so, yeah, again, I mean, to repeat, these guys are heroes. It's one less in the world, one less disgusting, perverted we have to live with in the world. So it's a good thing, but I do understand. I mean, they have to do their job. I don't know if the handcuffs are really necessary, but yeah, of course they're going to want to investigate what the fuck happened here because the man just died, right? So makes total sense. But regardless, great job on them for this. This is incredible. And just as a reminder, in case you guys don't know, Alex Rosen and his group, they are the ones who caught EDP forever ago. They're the ones who blew that story up. And of course, they got a lot of criticism back then because, the police weren't ready on the scene, et cetera, et cetera. They definitely are a vigilante group. I mean, that's just by definition what they are. But I've always had this argument that I think these people are a net positive for society. I think it's a net good to have this. People make the argument of like, oh, well, it was handled misproperly, blah, blah, blah. I think there's fair criticisms to be had there. But at the end of the day, exposing these P words for who they are and even leading some of these horrible, abhorrent, disgusting people to, what, is a net good for the world. It is genuinely a net good for the world. And even if there are some mistakes or slip ups here and there, I frankly don't care. I don't care. It doesn't. The public humiliation is at least a step in the right direction towards something that may have never, ever been exposed. The police force can only do so much. The FBI can only do so much. The official law enforcement can only do so much. Usually you need something like this to help bring these people to light, right? And so I overall just think no matter what, even if there's some mishandling, it is a net good for society in general. Could it be better? Sure. there's some ways people could have handled things better. That's absolutely true. But regardless, these people are just, I love them. I love predator hunters. It's always been my favorite thing. So yeah, I don't know. That's just always been my take. But that's all I really got to say about this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.